Hey y'all, it's Carly. So, because I'm a pre-K teacher, I don't make my own lesson plans, so I decided to go on the TEKS website and choose a grade and subject that I thought would be good for doing this project for. And so I decided on third grade science. The desired goal I chose was students will connect conducting classroom and outdoor observations to the importance of recycling. And they would do this by means of scientific and investigation reasoning. So establishing goals is on page 64 if you couldn't find the Unpacking Standards illustration, and it emphasizes how to establish goals. So the desired understandings are targeted. My desired understandings are targeted at transferring information because our book, Understanding by Design, talks extensively about the idea of transfer. And it's a good thing they do, because why are we teaching if not to enable our students to transfer knowledge, hopefully connecting it to the past and to future knowledge. And that's talked about on page 40. So my desired understandings, that's either four of them, I put the student will understand how to make informed choices in the use of natural resources by recycling or reusing materials. The second desired understanding is the student will understand the history and damage that pollution and waste has had on our planet and community. The third desired understanding is the student will understand the scientific makeups of recyclable and non-recyclable material and the implication of each as waste. So hopefully those would help to connect transfer, because it goes into specifics that the students would have intrinsic value from. They would have a real world connection to it, because in some way, shape, or form, everyone's recycled. And so, well, what's behind what you've recycled, and how have you had a part in it? That goes into the real world importance, which we would give examples of effective models of reusing materials. I think we would use videos of both practical and out of the box examples. A practical one would be having a bin at your house where you recycle paper and plastic, maybe glass. But an out of the box example might be something that we don't normally see. Maybe that would be, honestly, I can't really think of it, something that's just not seen as much, that maybe people took a bunch of aluminum cans and made a fun building or fort, something like that they would enjoy. And so the student will understand their own history of material waste and knowing the materials they themselves have thrown away and where it goes. So I would have them critically review a method of conservation or recycling, and so hopefully this would bring up, or I could instigate a debate on best practices of specific conservation and recycling. So bring up an idea. Let's take, for example, using aluminum cans to build a house, something fun and silly like that. Maybe they could debate why that would be a fun idea for kids to play on, or why it wouldn't be a good idea, because maybe that would be not as good for the environment. Just, that's an example to get them thinking, and everyone loves a healthy debate, so we could use that in the context of recycling and reusing. And so I participated in sports in high school, and especially liked the idea that our book uses of the classroom learning process, that they being like a play in a sport. So moving people around, if like for soccer, if you need some people to be in midfield and you need them to run back because they need to be on defense. The idea of just transferring it so that you get somebody open and you move people around. I really liked that. And the book talks about this on page 41, saying the strategy is to get someone on your team open, maybe by moving people on the field or changing the play. And I think this is something super interesting and exciting to do in the classroom, and specifically to my lesson plan. You could get people, I'm sure there's some people who have a lot of history in recycling, but some that don't. And so how could you make plays and open up the field, making everyone contribute? And I think that could be in a debate and having them personally connect to it. But these two chapters, I thought I knew what it was like to be a teacher, or not be a teacher that knows everything, but to want to include everybody. But these two chapters really opened my eyes to doing it better, specifically for the big idea and for transfer.